All right, hey, what's going on to you Capricorns? You Capricorns have the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the Eight of Pentacles. So a lot of material things, a lot of earth energy, pretty much. And Capricorn being an earth sign, y'all know what this is about. The Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles represents, again, a lot of you Capricorns see long-term interaction with someone. It has to be meaningful. It has to be worthy, right? It has to be worth something. It just can't be frivolous. The person gets themselves into a competition with you that you don't see why, right? That'd be the worst thing in the world, when you have purpose and you know why it is that you're doing what you're doing, and people start really treating you a certain kind of way. They're in low-key competition with you, and they start acting like they weird. They don't know how to have connections with people. They don't know how to have connections with people. They don't know how to have friends. The only time that they know how to have friends is when they have someone that they brainwashed. I've seen it myself. I know what it's like to try to go out and make friends, like friends, right? With other guys. You know what I'm saying? And then the next thing you know, I realized the dynamic here, that one of them is being kind of influenced by the other one. But because every time I interact with the person who you would it's a tall one with glasses, and then it's a one around my height but more stocky. And I realized that the tall one with the glasses is the one that's kind of influencing the one around my height that's stocky. And I'm looking at the dynamic. And at first, I thought that they were. I thought that they were like they were. There was no leader there, right? Like it was decentralized. And then I started to look, and I paid attention to how, the taller one with the glasses on, he kind of influencing, right? Like he kind of like a puppeteer with puppet strings with this person that's my height, that's stocky. I said, oh, okay, I get it. That's the reason why it is that the person who's the tall one or whatever, he talking to me more, but at the same time though, he kind of low key, he kind of low key, you know what I'm saying? He can't really rock with me or whatever, because he want me to be influenced by him, and I'm not at all. Like I'm just treating both of them like men, pretty much. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like they're nothing special to me at all. Like it, regular. And I definitely understand that interactions have to most definitely be worthy, right? It has to make sense. And what I mean when I say make sense, I'm not talking about from a transactional point of view. It has to be, it can't be jealousy. It can't be low-key competition. It has to be you and somebody else got to be able to work well together. The person has to be able to see the bigger picture, as opposed to just thinking about the nonsense that somebody got to be in control, and somebody got to be controlled. And the Eight of Pentacles now represents how that's the reason why you Capricorns basically set out on your own. You're doing your own thing. You're enjoying your own freedom, because you Capricorns don't see a lot of people having a mind of their own. They are very much so easily influenced by others. So and what I mean by that is, in a friendship setting, because let me just go ahead and say it out loud. What I'm seeing here from this reading for you Capricorns, this is very much so about how you Capricorns are looking for connections, regardless of how, whether it's friendships or whether it's romance, right? And again, what you're seeing from personal experience, right, is that your own experience, you're seeing how a lot of people don't have a mind of their own. Single people will literally keep another person single if they're in a friendship group. They'll talk up, they'll, for real, and it goes on both sides. It's no, or the same way that it goes on the people side who don't have my anatomy, well, the same way that it'll go on the people who do have my anatomy, if you know what I mean. Like, because they'll say things like, yo, you like such and such and such and such. And the truth of the matter is that sometimes we should listen to it if the person is giving us some good counsel, right? We should stay away from dysfunctional people, right? Because sometimes we should listen to it depending on the situation. Sometimes they're just trying to help keep us away from the people who are like that. And then sometimes we shouldn't really be listening to it because sometimes they trying to like get in the way or block some of us from not really getting with certain people, because then we gonna be a good couple. And these people don't have good relationships with the people who they can't stand, quote unquote, but they hanging around. So what happens is that the Four of Swords and the Two of Swords now, Four of Swords and the Two of Wands now is about how, yeah, like, so because of the fact that you Capricorns are looking for meaningful connections with people, again, you kind of dubbing people left and right because of it. And a lot of people having a problem with that. You realizing that a lot of people want to be able to dub you first before you get a chance to tell them no, to dub them. But that's not the case, though. You Capricorns are literally interacting with them, giving them a chance. And once you realize that you gave them a chance, they don't really know how to move and act, they're not real about theirs, you Capricorns are pretty much telling them, no, you don't want to have anything to do with them. You don't rock with them like that. So now the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Cups represents, and you Capricorns are perfectly cool looking, because you're looking. It's not like you fresh out and you never get with somebody. You Capricorns are looking, and you're staying calm while it is that you look, but you also looking to, and I should say, not only you also should, this is something that you should be doing as well. If you're not doing it, that is, you're looking to raise your value, to heighten it. So the Queen of Swords, while other people are looking to trying to spiritually chop you down because of their competition with you in their own head, right? In their own delusion of grandeur, they're looking to chop you down. So the thing about it is the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups right here represents how you Capricorns really are in a situation where, like, you Capricorns are really in a situation where a lot of you, very much so, your mind is sharp. See the ace? See, this is what I'm talking about. The sword cards represent air signs, but the sword card really represents the mind too. Like, a lot of times people be thinking that, you know what I'm saying, it's air signs, which is very true, but it really represents the mind, the actions that a person takes, the mind, because of the mind that they have, right? Their thoughts, what is their mentality? It represents the sharpness, the precision, the way that they handle their business. And this speaks to how you Capricorns are handling it, since you got the Ace of Swords, right? You're really sharp. You really on point. You know what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. A lot of you Capricorns don't see the value of some of these connections that you have in. You're seeing how a lot of people put on in front and stuff like this, like they would be a healthy choice, but they're not a very good choice, because you're getting to know them and it's like they can't help themselves but to be angry at you over success. The jealousy is at an all-time high, right? And then you have the Ace of Cups, but it's warped, because on one hand they praising you and they you know what I'm saying, they like you, but at the same time they have to make you miserable. They have to do things They have to do premeditated things, meaning that they really gave it thought. They planned it out. They had to, they did this with intention to hurt you. They planned that out. Just they planning out ways to hurt you. You see what I'm saying? And that's the delusion, because on one it's confusion. On one hand, they rock with you, and they're attracted to you. Friends too, right? That they gravitate towards you and stuff like this. And then on the other hand, it's like they got a problem with you. They have to do things to intentionally hurt you that they know is going to intentionally hurt you. So like so now you Capricorns, y'all are in a catch-22 with people sometimes, because you Capricorns, if you know, especially if y'all not really trying to control anybody, and y'all are minding your business, and y'all are putting things into play and everything like that, you don't have time to be controlling people that's not in your organization. Like, you got to understand, like, all this extra hocus pocus and brainwashing and all that other type of stuff, that's going to take time out of your hands to really kind of vet people, to bring people into a cult. You understand what I'm saying? A cult like brainwashing mentality. Huh?
When you're finished.
Okay, I'm almost done. But so you got to understand that that's what time it is. So let's clarify the Page of Cups. Yeah, the Five of Wands, the Death card, Ten of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and then the Two of Pentacles right here. Yeah, like the Five of Wands and the Death card, it's not going to work for you. This ain't going to work for you, because you Capricorns if people step to you from the perspective of they try to confuse you, mind warp you, brainwash you, confuse you, all that other stuff, into doing whatever it is that they want you to do, because they got a chip on their shoulder and they're jealous hearted and all this other type of stuff. You Capricorns are not going for that, because you giving them too much of a problem. And to kind of go back onto what it is that I was talking about, that let me finish this first, to finish off that story about the two people that I end up being cool with. And all of these are true stories, by the way. I'm not all of these are true stories. I'm not capping. I'm not sitting up here trying to make things like hyperbole. These are real life lessons that I've learned from real situations, right? These are 100% real. I've never been in any kind of crazy bang outs or none of that type of stuff. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I'm a hood star, I'm this, that, and the third. Just living life and experiencing stuff, but at the same time wanting success. But the Ten of Pentacles, the King of Cups, and the Two of Pentacles, right, represents how a lot of you Capricorns are focused on what you need to do, which is great. And then the King of Cups and the Two of Pentacles, you're watching your emotions, and because you realize that you can be manipulated from your emotions. And that's one thing that you Capricorns are watching. You may want to have other people around to say that these are people that you get along with, but not to the extent of you being influenced by other people and control and brainwash and someone putting a battery in your back, right? Now to continue with that though, to end that story, I stopped seeing those people. Yeah. I stopped seeing those people. I stopped hanging out with them, because it got to a point where, because they used to hang out in the same place where I work out, and I do pull-ups and stuff like this. And what happened is that calisthenics. And what happened is that the person basically was like the two of them. The one who was the person around my height, who was stocky or whatever the case may be or whatever, he started like offering me like UFC tickets and stuff like that, right? He started kind of wanting to be kind of putting himself up underneath my leadership or whatnot. And the other tall skinny dude with glasses who was kind of influencing them was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? And it got to a point where the tall dude who doing the mind control thing, he looking at me, I'm looking at him in the eyes, and he just backed off because he saw, because we, you know what I'm saying, spiritually we're clashing with button heads, because it's like he has the idea, he has, it's two ideas. It's spiritually he's controlling and manipulative, and he wants to disguise his influence under the disguise. He wants to disguise his influence under the banner, or under the mask of we cool and everything like that. We good, right? And me being a Sigma, right? This is one of the points where being a Sigma does matter. Me being a Sigma, I don't want anybody controlling me, right? So the people who get up underneath me, I'm teaching them what a real leader is supposed to do. A real leader is supposed to teach people how to lead themselves. Yeah, a real leader is supposed to actually, like, think about it. What is the point of a teacher? We're all supposed to be Sigmas. This is supposed to be a Sigma world. But truth be told, we should, ideally, we're all supposed to be Sigmas. Because the point of a teacher, the point of senseis, like when it comes to martial arts, traditional teaching, and everything, and the point of a leader, you're supposed to teach people how to lead themselves, how to think for themselves. That's a responsible leader. That's what a leader is supposed to do. You're supposed to train the people who you leading to start thinking for themselves, to start needing you less. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it is that I say that being a Sigma counts, and being a Sigma is the next step in the evolutionary timeline, if you ask me, on the next step. Because imagine a world where we thinking for ourselves, but we know how to work with one another as well. And we all have our own unique individual traits and everything like that, but we not trying to be the leader of other people to the point of manipulation and brainwashing. We doing it for the sake of teamwork, and we understand that there's a bigger goal. But at the same time, we know how to work as a team. We ain't hard pressed to be an Indian chief so much to the point where we don't know how to get out of our own way. So I don't see those two individuals anymore.